It's a race against time once again, as some vaccines are not fully effective against the Omicron variant. Number coding returns in Metro Manila starting today. Now that Senator Bong Go has backed out from the presidential race, what's the plan of the ruling party? Some presidential bets are scheduled to visit parts of Luzon later today. And Miss Philippines, as a butterfly, graces the Miss Grand International National Costume Competition. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Starting today's newscast with vaccine manufacturers scrambling to modify their shots. This as Moderna CEO admits existing vaccines might not provide enough protection against the Omicron variant. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us the front seat to the story.
Global vaccine makers are now rushing to study how to tailor their shots to Omicron, even while little is yet known about the new variant. The CEO of Moderna told the Financial Times that the current COVID-19 vaccines will likely be much less effective. The firm earlier said they could have a new formula ready by early next year.
We should know about the ability of the current vaccine to provide protection in the next couple of weeks.
Another U.S. pharmaceutical firm, Pfizer, has also begun studying a new formula, which they say they can get ready in 3 months.
We have made multiple times clear that we will be able to have a vaccine in less than 100 days. In fact, we have already 2 vaccines built in less than 100 days. We built one for Delta and we built one for Beta.
Other vaccine makers like Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca have likewise begun investigating the variant. Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronchin Solante explained that there are at least 2 ways that vaccines can be modified.
Either you make another formulation of a vaccine. The other one is, i-test nila ngayon ang variant, tingnan nila kung gaano kababa ang antibody with the variants of concern. So iti-tweak lang nila.
Pfizer is also developing an oral antiviral drug for COVID called Paxlovid. The firm CEO said he remains very confident the pill will be effective against Omicron.
Was designed with the fact that most mutations are coming in the spike.
The World Health Organization on Monday warned that the Omicron variant poses a very high risk globally. It's now been detected in more than a dozen nations and triggered a fresh round of travel bans in many countries, including the Philippines. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
Heads up, private motorists. The number coding scheme returns to Metro Manila today, at least during the afternoon rush hours. Let's get details in this report from Jen Calimo.
With the easing restrictions comes heavier traffic. Such is the case in Metro Manila. On EDSA alone, travel speed at the northbound lane is at its sluggish 9.66 kilometers per hour according to MMDA data. As movement returns to pre-pandemic level, the MMDA will reimpose the number coding scheme on private vehicles starting Wednesday. But it will only be in effect during afternoon rush hours from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. except on holidays. PUVs and vehicles carrying essential and perishable goods are exempted. According to the MMDA, private vehicles comprise more than half of vehicles in Metro Manila compared to just 10% for public transport vehicles.
Ang problema namin is that ang ating public transport is only 70%. And number 2, at mahaba pa ang queue, ang pila. At number 2, ang sasakyan mo is your own personal bubble. So mapipilitan ka mag-angkas na ibang tao.
As for TNVS operators like Grab, the MMDA is mulling the issuance of stickers for proper identification.
They requested Grab to put stickers. Baka pwedeng, meron din kaming counter sticker from the MMDA para dalawa. Kasi kung isa lang, baka mamaya hindi ko malaman, baka may fake.
Aside from the number coding scheme, light trucks will also be banned on EDSA. These are trucks which have a gross capacity weight of 4,500 kilograms and below. A total track ban will also be imposed on the main thoroughfare. Outside EDSA, however, the moratorium on the track ban stays. The MMDA believes that this move would somehow decongest traffic as Christmas nears.
288 to 300,000. But right right now our volume is 401,000. So ibig sabihin may sobra tayong 100,000 in a day. So that's why kailangan nating magbawas.
The MMDA will assess the scheme for about 3 weeks. If ineffective, Abalos says they might include the morning rush hours as well. If it still won't work, a whole day number coding will be imposed. Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon, We Are One News.
Administration candidate Senator Bong Go has backed out from the 2022 presidential race. But Comelec says he must first process his withdrawal to make it official. Maricel Halili has the report.
Senator Bongo's political journey changed drastically in a span of almost 2 months. From being a vice presidential bet, he became a presidential aspirant. But during the commemoration of Andres Bonifacio's 158th birth anniversary, Go announced that he won't be running in the 2022 elections.
I realized that my heart and my mind are contradicting my own actions. Talagang nagre-resist po ang aking katawan, puso at isipan. That is why I am withdrawing from the race.
Go admitted to being surprised after getting picked as President Duterte's successor, but he said other reasons also prompted him to withdraw.
Ayaw rin talaga ng aking pamilya. Kaya naisip ko na siguro ay hindi ko pa po panahon sa ngayon. Diyos lang po ang nakakaalam kung kailan talaga ang tamang panahon ko.
The senator said he informed President Duterte of his decision prior to making the announcement. Now that is no longer part of the presidential race, Go said he will back whoever the president endorses.
Handa naman po kami ni Pangulong Duterte na suportahan ang sinuman na tunay na magsiserbisyo, makapagpapatuloy at poprotekta sa Duterte legacy.
The PDP-Laban Kusi faction will meet next month to discuss the recent developments. The party said that while they were not consulted with the move, Senator Go remains their top choice as presidential bet.
We will only accept the withdrawal kapag it's really final na na-file na natin sa Comelec. Kami sa partido ay naniniwala po na he is really the best candidate right now that we have to lead the country.
Meanwhile, the Commission on Elections clarifies that Go must personally process his withdrawal to make it official. Substitutions will also not be allowed since withdrawal is voluntary. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
PDP-Laban will have a meeting today to discuss whether Senator Bong Go will formally withdraw from the presidential race. Speaking on 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, PDP-Laban Membership Committee Head Astra Naik said that right now they are still for Bong Go. But she added that in the event that the senator actually withdraws, they can form an alliance with one of the remaining presidential hopefuls. Naik also said that their party president, Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, will be releasing a statement after the party's National Executive Committee meeting at 8 a.m.
Kung sakasakali man, let's just say na hindi na talaga tutuloy si Senator Bongo, we could always come with an alliance or a coalition with other political parties. Pipili kami ng kung sino man ang susuportahan, kung meron man kami susuportahan. Party President, Secretary Alcusi will issue also a statement, and whatever the National Executive Committee will discuss, it will be brought also during the National Council meeting on Saturday.
Let's find out where presidentiables are headed today. Vice President Leni Robredo will be in Catanduanes. She earlier announced that she will bring her Vaccine Express initiative to the province. Meanwhile, former Senator Bongbong Marcos is headed to Quezon Province today, where he'll be meeting with local officials and supporters in Lucena, Catanawan, and Gumaca. And Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will be in Nueva Ecija to meet some supporters. This morning, he will be at the new Talavera Public Market before heading to the Talavera Town Hall. Moreno will also meet with local officials as well as TODA leaders and members. Miss Grand International candidates walked with pride as they donned their national costumes. Some of the notable outfits included Miss Grand India's surreal costume, inspired by the Chow dance. Miss Grand Malaysia also showcased a dance called Ulik Mayang for her national costume, and she brought backup. Meanwhile, Miss Grand Hong Kong did the unthinkable and ate actual dim sum as part of her performance. And finally, our very own Miss Grand Philippines, Samantha Panlilio, commanded the stage as a beautiful butterfly, and her costume was inspired by the Paru-Paru Festival in Dasmariñas, Cavite. Let's watch her performance.
Miss Grand Philippines, inspired by the Paru-Paru Festival, held in Dasmariñas, Cavite City, in the Philippines, every 26th of November, which symbolizes the transformation of the city over the years.
Here are the stories to watch out for later today. It's day 3 of the national vaccination drive. Health Secretary Francisco Duque and several other key officials are set to visit Pateros. We'll also take a look at the re-implementation of number coding in Metro Manila. And the tourism department is set to lay out its plans to boost the industry amid the threat of the Omicron variant. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.